He came in the night, and all who saw him never spoke again. My name is the Tales Keeper, and tonight's bedtime horror is not for the faint of heart. This is the oldest horror story in recorded history, etched in clay, whispered by firelight, and long buried in sand. But some stories don't stay buried. In the cradle of civilization, nestled between the Tigris and Euphrates, stood a village called Nippur. Farmers tilled the fertile soil by day, but at night no one left their mud-brick homes. The elders warned of the Edamu, a wind spirit born of improper burials, a soul denied rest. It wasn't just myth. When the wind howled from the east, children vanished. Livestock dropped dead, and shadows moved without source. One spring night, the priest's daughter, Lilitu, never returned from fetching water. Her clay jug was hattered, her footprints stopped mid-path, and where the jug had fallen, the sand had turned black. Her father, Enlil-Zeri, high priest of Nippur, broke taboo. Desperate, he turned to a forbidden tablet hidden beneath the temple of Ereshkigal, goddess of the underworld. It spoke of a ritual to bind the wandering dead, known only to the oldest priesthood. The ritual required the ash of a blood relative, the voice of a living child, and a bone broken by grief. Enlil-Zeri offered his daughter's favorite doll, burned to ash. He shattered his own forearm against the temple steps, and he brought a young orphan boy to speak her name aloud. The ritual began at twilight, but something was wrong. Midway through the ritual, the flame turned blue. The child began to cry. Enlil-Zeri continued chanting, blood dripping from his arm. The final word was spoken, and for a moment, all fell silent. Then the boy gasped. His lips turned dark. He collapsed, lungs emptied. The wind outside stopped completely. The next morning, Enlil-Zeri was found dead in the temple. His chest caved inward, as if something had sucked the breath from within. His eyes were frozen open, staring at the ceiling. Scratched into the wall behind him were the words, "She walks. She waits." Weeks later, a merchant caravan passed through Nippur and spoke of a young girl seen wandering near the river. When asked her name, she simply stared. Her skin was pale, her eyes black, not dark, black. She held a broken doll in her arms and whispered nonsense to the wind. A guard approached her and collapsed moments later, blood pooling from his nose and ears. The girl smiled, then vanished in a gust of dust. The villagers began hearing her laughter in their dreams. Some even saw her in their homes, standing at the foot of their beds, motionless, watching. If they spoke, they never woke again. Thousands of years later, in 1922, an archaeological team led by Sir Malcolm Graves unearthed the Temple of Ereshkigal. Inside, they found the binding tablet, still stained in crimson. Sir Malcolm laughed as he read it aloud, mocking the primitive superstition. That night, he choked to death in his sleep. His lungs were intact, but every breath had been drained. His body was found frozen in horror, one hand reaching upward as if begging for air. His journal ended with the line, "I saw her in the corner of my tent. Eyes black, mouth sewn shut." The tablet now lies in a locked cabinet at the British Museum, catalogued as artifact number 5530-E. It is sealed in a lead-lined drawer. A note taped to the box reads, "Do not display, do not read aloud." Some say even whispering her name is enough to call her. Not Lilitu, but what she became. Subscribe for more cursed tales you should never hear before bed. And remember, some stories are forgotten for a reason. Until next time, I am the Tales Keeper.